Alright, we are live and our microphones are live, so we'll start with our introductions.
And good evening, everyone, and welcome to Toy Soldiers Old School. This is episode, just a second here, I just opened up the thingy till it would tell me. Episode 39. I'm Diane Morrison. I'm the creator of the Toy Soldiers Saga, and in this game I play Captain Celine Wintermist, who is in charge of our Special Forces unit of Marine Bugmen out of the Avalonian Imperial Marines. I am an idealistic young priestess of Arianrod, the moon goddess, who joined the Marines to see the universe and maybe help some people out along the way. My pronouns are she or they, and so are hers.
Okay, we'll start with Crowley.
I am Blake. I'll be playing the part of Crowley. He is a phenom, cat-like, feline-like race of my own creation. They walk and talk like everybody else, they're just much shorter.
And cuter.
And look like cats, yeah. Much more handsome. And our pronouns are he, him.
Okay, Dawn.
Dawn, I play Yasmin Snowwind. I am an elf. I was an orphan, no longer an orphan because I found my father and sisters and brother. And all kinds of interesting stuff going on there. My pronouns are she, her.
Chris.
Hi, I'm Chris. I play Arian. He's the kind of older, no longer enlisted dude whose job used to be keeping these people alive, but apparently they've graduated from that. He joined the Navy to find out what happened to his parents, and he's gotten some closure on that. He knows a lot more about himself these days, and our pronouns are he, him.
Okay, Lyric.
Hi, I'm Gareth, the voice of Lyric, player of Lyric. He's a no-nonsense gunslinger who had a mishap early on in life that left him with a prosthetics body, and he joined the Navy to find out who fixed him, and has since done so, and is now just kinda going along with the group for the moment. And
Yeah, your pronouns are...
he, him.
Okay.
Yeah, he said it.
Yeah, and Von Van. Rowan.
Hi, I'm Rowan. I play Von Bin, Star Song. She's a pretty happy-go-lucky druid who joined the Avalonian Imperial Navy to see the universe and fly in Startrek ships and meet fun, new, and exciting people. So far along the way, she's found family and a boyfriend and had lots of fun adventures and has occasionally stabbed a slaver in the groin, and there will probably be others. Her pronouns are she, her, and so are mine.
Okay. G-Man.
Hi, I'm G-Man, or Taz, or G-Man099 on the internet. I play Arden Spellsword, a Magus Kensai crafter, a crafting obsessed Kensai. My pronouns are he, our pronouns are he, him. That's really about it. It's not much. My character's the least interesting one of the group, I think.
Okay.
Oh, come on, I don't know about that.
Okay, and finally, Brianna. Couldn't decide whether to call you Brianna or Madrimlian.
Hi, I'm Brianna, also known as Siobhan the Writer. I play Lieutenant Madrimlian, an altruistic elf who joined the Navy out of family obligation, has since been transferred to the Marines. He's looking to start his own division of the military for intelligence, and he has recently found himself a girlfriend.
Okay, and I'm Aaron. I'm the game master. Right, I control the action, and I play the part of Ruavel, Sunfall. Right, he's a bit of a Pratt nobleman, learning to be a good soldier. Right, and officer. And our pronouns are he, they.
And Brianna and Madrimlian's pronouns are?
Oh, I'm sorry, Brianna.
That's okay, I just realized I forgot them. So, my pronouns are she, her, and Madrimlian's are he, they.
Perfect. All right. Now, okay, were you here last time, Brianna? I don't remember if you were or not. I think you were, but I'm not sure. I think it was the last time that you weren't here for the one before that. I don't know.
No, I missed. I don't remember which one I missed, but I did miss one, and so I don't remember exactly where we are.
Okay, that was what I was checking.
Yeah. Okay, where they are is back at the ship. Right? They're still on active duty, but they're considering going out hunting pirates.
Yes.
And we got rid of the Sword of Alara.
Yes.
Yes, that has finally been handed off to the O'Leary. And it is their fucking problem now.
Yes.
So, this is a good thing.
Don't
Yay,
have
I
to
know,
worry
right?
about getting caught with a sword of a different nation's ruler.
Exactly, right? It could be a problem.
Yes.
And one hell of a powerful favor.
Yep.
Yep. Esong has her rerolls ready, she says. Hold on here, I'll tell you.
I think you got one
before-
queued already.
I think so. Before we start, I'm going to let our community know, because here's the thing, guys. If you have a reroll sitting there, I would really like you to use that before you use other rerolls, because I can't delete them until you use them. And it's driving me insane, because it's from like months ago. So, okay. There we go. Your rewards, channel points. Just double checking here. Manage rewards and challenges. Okay. Takes so long to get to the thing that you're trying to get to. I apologize. Alright. I don't have my mic muted, do I? Okay, good. Okay. So then, current rerolls are that are still queued up. There we go. Barbarossa has one holding, and DM Stretch has two. So Esong doesn't have any rerolls holding.
Ah, okay.
There we go.
She got 1,000,000 channel points though, so.
Yep, that's right. All right, so where we last were, I guess I might as well. No, I mean that's basically it. We got rid of the Sword of Alara. Arian is looking into pirates.
Yep.
He brought forth a couple of ideas. We settled upon Wave Chaser. I remember that was her last name, but not her first.
Rihanna or something.
Yes, and we'd gone and found out about all the bounties.
That's right.
It looks like the one from her homeland's the best one because they want her for treason and all sorts of stuff and more money.
Mm-hmm.
We also discussed whether we could get a writ from them to turn in back at
Malaysia.
Malaysia, and also to the Illyri to collect on those bounties. And we did some planning, and we found out there is a pirate island out there somewhere, but no one knows where it's at.
Right.
And so we've eliminated those islands that can be seen from the coast of wherever we are.
Yeah, Alara.
Right.
Yeah, but we ended up in that one city that was like all the way out on the end, overlooking the sea, and that's where we left. And so we eliminated to where we could see everything from there, and we decided we were going to do some aerial searching to see if we could find them
Right.
on the other
You were in
islands that were
Dark
close
East.
by.
That's where you were.
That's right.
Yes. You guys are going to go do some aerial searching with the bug suits to see if you could spot anything.
That's right.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
So then I think we were headed to Dark East, were we? We were going to use that for a starting point?
Yes.
Okay, so get a map, I guess, so we know where the hell we're going.
Mm-hmm.
We do have a map because
Oh, right.
now I
You
remember
brought up...
You got an atlas.
exactly.
That's right.
And we made notations on some onion skin for overlay.
Yeah.
That is right. Okay.
Yeah. Put on some.
Okay, well, what time of day was it? Because if it's not too late, we can start heading out.
When you get everything together, it's about noon.
All right. That still gives us more than enough time to head to Dark East, I think, at least if we're doing it from the old orbit skip version, right?
Yep.
We go up, we go down.
Okay. You guys fly out to Dark East. The town is built in a swamp, so it's built like on stilts and bridges and things like that. Right? On the little pieces of land that appear in a swamp area. Right? The buildings are all, as I say, on stilts, and there are bridges connecting them. Right? There is considerably less dragons around here.
Interesting. I wonder why. Probably it's not good.
Either that or less dragons like this type of area.
That could be.
Nowhere for them to land if it's all swampy.
Or there's one that lives here that nobody else fucks with.
That could be it too. Exactly. Which is it, I wonder?
Can anyone say Great Worm Black Dragon probably lives out here?
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say black dragons like swamps.
Yep.
Yeah, let's not piss it off, whatever it is.
Yeah, and it's also a forested area, so that could also mean green.
Mm-hmm. Which is mostly what you see is green and black-winged Illyri, right? And Nistlings.
Okay.
Nistlings by the hundreds, mostly green and black. Moving about, doing stuff.
Huh, interesting. Okay. Have we encountered Nistlings before? I know what they are, but does that mean that everybody
You've
else
encountered
does?
them in Alara. They are in Alara.
Okay, that's what I was checking.
Yeah, you guys know what a Nistling is. Do I have to explain it?
I don't know what it is.
Oh, a Nistling is a 3 foot tall reptilian dragon-like creature. Right, sort of humanoid, but with a tail and a crocodilian type head and
Okay.
wings.
Like an imp with a crocodile's head,
Yeah, sorta.
without a stinger on its tail.
Right.
Okay.
Do you know what a kobold is?
Yes, I do. She doesn't.
Well, they're kobolds with wings.
Can
Oh, okay.
whoever's phone dinging, turn the dinger off and put a vibrator on instead, please? Thank you.
Okay, so almost goblin-looking facial features then.
No. They look like little reptiles, like little crocodiles. I got pictures.
Okay, because kobolds, the picture of a kobold I saw, it was more of like an orcish, gremlin-y type face than
No.
alligator.
No,
Well,
it's
no,
more
they
like
have
crocodile.
kobolds have the dragon snout idea
Yeah.
because it's supposed to be dragon related.
These
Okay.
ones appear to be. They're black and green, anyways. The black ones are really black. The green ones are green and black.
Okay.
Neat.
And
They're about my height.
I remind
Yeah.
everybody that the player characters were warned by somebody we know that not to aggravate the Nistlings because the dragons are very protective of them like little brothers and sisters.
Right. Okay, well, I look for a bar or a, guild house or a guard tower, one of the three, because one of those will have information.
Okay. You can find a bar easily enough. It's called the Cave.
Okay, head into the cave.
Yep. Dragon humor.
See, this is the thing about when it's your world. You know what you're getting into, but your character blithely does not.
Why? It's like, why am I afraid we're actually walking into an actual cave?
Yeah, you are.
Yep. I had a
And
feeling.
it leads down into an underground bar where you see a lot of kinky stuff going on.
Oh, really?
Yep, this is the 18 plus content here. Yep. Oh, says Celine. Not what I expected.
Arian walks back outside and makes sure that he didn't misread it and it didn't say the dungeon instead of the cave.
Pretty much it. Yep.
There's not much difference in those words in Draconic. Dungeon, cave. What's the difference?
Yeah, she's walking out with Arian. Looks at the sign. Looks at him.
Yeah, pretty much, It could say that in Draconic.
Ah, she says. What the heck is going on in there? She says, poor innocent Celine.
Well, you see, ma'am, when a person really, really likes somebody else, but they have this burning desire
She
to
gives
hurt
them
them
what a,
at the same time.
Burning desire.
Okay, so it's some sex thing? I've never seen people tied up during sex. She says,
Yeah,
I mean, okay. Oh,
like I was saying, when people really love each other, but at the same time have a burning desire to cause them pain, this is what you get.
This is a thing? Interesting,
Yeah.
she says.
Not so much amongst our people.
Yeah, says Von Vin.
You ever tried it? She says to Arian and just, deadpan.
Crowley
No,
just
but there were
smiles.
some really
Raise an
interesting.
eyebrow.
There were some really interesting rumors going around about, my uncle when he was a young man.
Right. She looks at Brain. Brain. I'm sorry, I'm so tired today. I'm like, Dawn's character, for fuck's sakes.
Yasma.
Yasma.
Yasma, thank you, God. Okay, looks to Yasma and says, he said something like, "You have?" She says.
No, that's not what I said.
Oh, I didn't quite hear.
No, I was just waiting for his response when you asked him the question.
She
raised an eyebrow.
I raised an eyebrow.
And Crowley just got a real toothy grin.
Oh, don't tell me. I think I know. She says, looking at Crowley.
Well,
And Celine gets
For
in
the
her head.
record, Von Vin was not particularly phased by this.
Yeah.
Neither was Madrimlian.
Yeah.
In Celine's head, she goes, "What's wrong with bondage?"
Just kind of gives him a long look like, "Are you serious?" But then she shrugs and says, "Well, I don't suppose it's any of my business, whatever happens between consenting adults, right?" She says, "But it doesn't look like the kind of place we're going to find information."
No.
Yeah, I doubt it, ma'am, and we probably should keep the extra youngster we're responsible for, out of a place like that.
Right. So
I'd
then,
hate to see it
let's
become a
go...
fixture at court.
Oh, yeah, actually, I didn't even think of that. Yes, I can just imagine the scandal now. She says she double checks to make sure that Xerxes and Ruavel are both still outside.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. All right, let's get out of here, she says.
Captain, give me 10
Yeah, I don't think
minutes.
any of us need crystal portraits of us hanging out in a place like that.
Probably not, she says.
Give me 10 minutes, and it's not what you think.
Okay, all right, Crowley. All right.
That's my character sheet.
All right.
Crowley's going to kind of saunter in a little further and move his way over to the bar.
Yeah. There's a guy in a gimp mask at the bar, chained to the bar.
Okay, babe, remind me that episode 39 requires, sexual content warnings when we upload it to YouTube. Okay, thank you.
He says, "What can I get you?"
A warm sake, please.
He nods and puts down a small sake service with a single cup and a sake on a candle.
Okay, and as he sets it down, he's gonna say, I also might be in the market for some information.
Says, "Everything's available in Dark East, if the price is right."
Okay. He'll ask for a second cup.
Yeah, gives you a second cup.
I'll put a handful. Well, how to say it? Stealthily put a handful of coins into the cup, like filling the cup. Where I cup my hand over the top of the cup, I'll set it back on the bar. I'll kind of slide it over in his direction and motion to him. And as he goes to put his hand over the cup, I'll take mine away.
Okay. He says, what are you looking to know?
Well, where someone might get rid of ill-gotten goods, or where those folks might hang about.
He says, you're in the right place. He says, you're going to want to talk to Samson.
Samson, eh?
Hmm. He says, he's the guy sitting over there in the corner of the bar.
Okay, and out of one corner of my eye, I'll kind of get a glance quickly that way to get a size up on the person.
Blackwing Deliri, right? About 30-ish in equivalent age, right? With fairly long flowing black hair and deep dark eyes and a goatee.
Okay. Um, do I perceive him to be an angry-looking person or quite a calm-looking Illyri?
You perceive him to be rather dour and taciturn,
Okay.
humorless but not
Kind
violent.
of watching over the room kind of deal. Right? Like scanning
Hmm.
over the area without a real... more so an emotion look on his face.
It's neutral.
Okay.
He's
I'll
sipping
motion.
at a drink.
Okay, I'll motion to the bartender, and I'll ask him. Might I get an introduction?
He says, "Sure, Samson. What's your name?" He says,
No, my
"Mr.
name's Crowley.
Crowley." Samson nods at you.
I'll move my way down the bar to where he's at.
Yeah, he's in the corner of the bar,
Okay.
of the room.
Okay, closer to the exit or the entrance? Or I
Close
mean, closer to the entrance or away from the entrance?
close to the entrance.
Okay,
He
so
says,
he's on the lighter side of the bar,
"Yeah."
so to speak. Okay.
He smiles at you. He says, "What can I do for you, Crowley?"
Well, maybe looking to make some money. Maybe see if there's a crew looking for a new crew or anything like that. Maybe see what's going on, what's about.
He says, "What do you do? What's your specialty?"
Well, I can get into places sight unseen quite easily, and
Nods.
recover things that people believe belong to them and someone else is in possession of.
He says, "Okay." He says, "I might have work for you."
Okay. Crew singly. What's the scoop here?
He says, what are you looking for? Are you looking to hire on to a crew? He says, "Are you looking for to hire a crew on?" He says, "Do you
I'm
have a
maybe
crew?"
looking to join a crew and be a welcome addition. But I don't work with you know anybody who's fluffy.
Well, anybody who's fluffy, eh?
What?
Well, what I mean by fluffy is soft.
Hmm.
Might let their conscience get the better of them.
Hmm.
I don't work with people like that.
He says, "Sound like my kind of person." I don't like people who get all sentimental over shit.
Exactly. And I'm gonna try and bluff him a little more.
What'd you roll?
A 15, and I've got an 8 in bluff, so
Okay.
23.
He says, "Give me some time to round up some work, and I'll have something for you probably tomorrow."
All right. Tell you what. Leave a small message with fucking Gimp over there, and I'll come swing by and snag it in a little bit
All right.
tomorrow sometime.
Fucking
All right.
Kim.
All right. Well, and I'll finish up my sake.
Yeah.
Again, talking with you. Thanks again.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Walk by and nod my head at the Gimp and head on
Yep.
my way out the door.
Yeah. So you guys are hanging out outside. Anybody do anything special or just waiting around?
Well, I'm trying to get away from the door of this place because, yes, I can just imagine the damn scandal. You're not interested in that. So, I don't know. Is there a place that looks like it isn't an underground bar, or is there a
Oh,
guard
yeah.
tower or a guild house?
Oh, there's another bar that you can see just down the road a ways. It's sort of designed above ground like an arbor.
Okay. We'll approach this one with a little bit more caution.
I got a name if you need one.
Since
Arian would have.
since Crowley was
Go ahead.
staying in, is there anywhere to look like one is shopping inconspicuously nearby?
Yeah. You look like you're up to something, anyways.
I was gonna say Arian
whole-
would have put on his best villainous look and just kind of leaned against the wall, smoking his pipe.
Okay.
Well, he does look kind of thuggish. Someone might give him work as a, enforcer or something, for sure. Celine looks anything but, so she's gonna be like out of sight.
Yep.
Yeah, and Madrimlian could just make it so people don't notice him.
That's true. Madrimlian kind of blends.
Yep.
So Crowley
Okay, so,
will go once
what's
I get
going
out.
hold on here. We might find out something. That was a fairly long conversation, right?
Yeah.
So what's going on at this bar over here?
Basically, it's now like early afternoon, so it's not really busy, but there is a fair number of people in there, mostly green-winged Deliri and green Nistlings.
Ah. Did my quick glance in the cave reveal mostly blacks, out of curiosity?
Yes.
Black-winged Deliri and black-winged, or black,
Nistlings?
scaled Nistlings? Yeah.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. Definite racial separation here.
Mm-hmm.
And not an elfin sight, right?
Nope.
I stick out like a nice sore thumb. Fantastic. Yeah. Okay.
Barkeep says, "Seat yourselves."
Thanks, she says. Finds a seat.
Yeah. Young
Comes
bar
over
boy
here.
comes over to you.
Sorry, Yasmin was saying something?
I said I came in with you. I'm going to come sit down with you. So you
Yeah.
don't hear
Okay.
myself.
It's a young bar boy. What can I get you, ladies? He says.
Oh, just a beer, I think, for now, she says.
A beer for me as well.
Okay. Yeah. He heads off and comes back a few minutes later with a beer for each of you.
Yep, pays him. What do I owe you?
He says, 2 copper.
Pays him 3.
Thank you, he says.
You found 3 of my copper.
No, it's 2 copper for the 2 beer. It's a copper piece of beer.
Oh. Okay.
And he's like a boy, you said, right?
Yeah, he's probably equivalent of 12.
Ah, okay. So I doubt he knows where to find information. Then again, who knows?
Yeah, especially since nobody pays any attention to servers.
Right. You know what? Actually, I've got a feeling here. I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut and sip my beer and wait for Crowley to catch up. Actually,
Okay.
because getting the scope of the place, this whole place feels like a thieves' guild, doesn't it?
Yep.
Okay, so they aren't about to maybe tell me where pirates are. So
Probably not.
Okay, so in 10 minutes or 15 minutes, Crowley shows up.
Yeah, I'd drop in behind him and basically be like, loud enough for people on the street. You ready to go, boss?
Yeah, I think we're ready to go.
Yeah, Madrumlin will just slip in behind them as well.
Okay.
And I'll do my best to look like the hired thug bodyguard type,
Yep.
keeping an eye on Crowley.
Crowley will look with a stern look on his face and go, "Where are them broads at now?"
oh my.
Yeah, if
Hey,
they're going
boss.
down the street for a drink, I don't think this place quite suited their tastes there.
Yeah, they're in the names the tavern.
Suited their taste. They've been in worse.
Oh my god.
Vonvin will just casually meander in that direction along behind them.
Yep.
Well, we maybe should find some lodgings for the night. Let's grab them girls and see if we can't find us a place to crash for the night.
Yeah, so you guys head into the arbor. That's what it's called.
Yep.
Seeing Celine and Yasma sitting drinking a beer, and
How is the beer, by the way?
good.
Nice.
It's a Pilsner, so it's fruity.
Yeah.
Yeah, grab Rovel and Xerxes on the way.
Uh-huh. They just
Hang
fell
on.
in.
Yeah, it's like, aren't you supposed to be watching the broads?
You guys, I'm going to tell Celine you called her that.
Oh, I'm pretty sure she already knows.
You're both fucking dead meat. She says in your head. So is Crowley.
He just chuckles. Oh yeah, she knows.
Oh, Celine. Poor Celine. She's so out of her element. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys head in there, and
She's sipping her beer and giving them the
Just
side
fly
eye.
casual.
Yeah, fly casual. Exactly. I don't know. Fly casual.
Yeah, Arian will drop down next to Yasmin sling an arm around her and go and, basically say, what a hole this place is. I'm not even sure I want to work out of here.
Yeah, I was thinking the same myself.
Okay, Celine is smart enough to play along. She kind of looks at her fingernails. Definitely not up to the usual standard, she says. In kind of a haughty tone. Hi,
Sparky.
boss. Says Crowley with a grin.
Barky, what do you got for rooms here?
He says, I've got 7 rooms.
7 rooms, eh?
6 on the
Are
top
you
floor,
sure
1
you
in the
want to stay
basement.
here, boss?
We'll take the basement room.
Okay. He says, it'll be 3 silver a night.
She says, how wet is it in the basement room?
He says, it's dry.
Okay. I just had to check,
It is a swamp,
Some
yep.
people like things wet, she says.
Yep.
Depends on the conditions, I'd say, she says.
Yeah, I'm one of those people, says Ruvel.
I
Arian
hope
just
so,
casually
she says
backhands
mildly.
him.
Was that what, Arian?
Aaron backhands him.
Casually backhands him.
Like, be respectful to the ladies, guys. I'm the enforcer.
Crowley will slap a gold piece on the counter and say, no disruptions. Where's the key? And hold out his hand.
Yeah, hands you a key.
Take the key. I'll see you guys down there. Bring a bottle of sake with you, one of you, would you? And he'll head down to the basement room.
Okay.
Okay, obviously I'm the
And a jar of pickles, asks Fonvin?
A jar of pickles.
A jar of pickles?
No pickles.
I don't think Bond knows pickles.
Anchovies?
Now you're talking.
Yeah, I'll just head down to the room.
Yep, you guys head down there. Okay, collect a bottle of sake and some anchovies.
Yep.
When she's down there, she's like, well, I wish we'd asked for more information before we showed up here, she says.
Crowley will take
that's what we
a
get.
blanket off the bed, put it over the top of the edge of the door, and after everyone's in, he'll close the door and say to Celine, no disrespect at all, ma'am. This is the scoop, and I'll lay it all out to her about how I possibly found a way into the inner circle or inner workings of this underground kind of little city here. I found work with maybe possibly a pirate crew.
Okay, that's cool, but A, do we know it's the right pirate crew? And B, who are you taking with you? She says.
Well, I was going to take Arian with me for sure. Madrimlian,
I feel...
he can communicate with you.
Okay.
And I'll take Yasma for some extra muscle.
And what are the rest of us going to be doing, do you think?
Tracking us.
Making sure we don't get into trouble, I guess. Following us.
Somehow keeping track on us and where we're headed, so that if it is the right crew, we can attack from the inside while you attack from the outside. You and Madrimlian can communicate without anyone hearing you anyway. You guys can coordinate it from that perspective. And if it's the wrong pirate crew, Well, we just take out another pirate crew.
The main reason I went along with all this, ma'am, is that, we didn't stand out as an elf-led group.
Right. That makes sense, she says.
Same.
She says, okay, I don't think your idea is bad on principle, she says, but here's some of the problems with it. And Crowley, I guess I'm sure that if you and Yasma were working on your own, this would work brilliantly. She says, here's some of the problems with it with this group. For one thing, where are we going to land? She says, while we're tracking your ship.
You don't have to, really.
Well, eventually I'm going to have to take a piss. I don't know about you, she says.
Suits are set up for that, remember?
She says, second thing is, we don't really have months to go traipsing around, joining a bunch of different pirate crews.
No, but I'm pretty sure even if this isn't the right crew, we can get the information out of this crew to find where the right crew is and go in more heavily armed if need be. This is a way into the inner workings of this planet.
Okay. All right. I see some merit to the idea, she says, and certainly
we won't kill them all. We'll leave some to interrogate.
I mean, we can extract you easily enough. When and if it's necessary, she says.
I still got my cuffs.
Yeah, exactly, she says. It's not like the bug suits aren't ready to hand at any time.
Yeah, it's a possibility, man. I mean, tactically, it's not unsound as far as how quick it could work. I'm not sure. I mean, even if we sign on with the crew, it's going to take us time to establish bonds and get trust, unless we're just going to instantly mutiny as soon as we're out of sight of land.
That was my thought.
Yeah, right. Because if I were a pirate, I would totally trust the new hires. Yeah.
They're not going to trust me, but they don't need to. It's not going to be that long that we're going to be on their ship.
That is, if we get on a ship.
Okay, I can almost guarantee you I can get on their ship either which way.
Yeah, I'm sure that's true. I'm sure that is absolutely true. She says, I have no doubt of your ability to do that, Crown. She says,
now if there's some way maybe you guys can just track me.
Well, that's just it. I don't like that. The rest
of you come in your bug suits.
She says, I guess, she says, you weren't born to being a sailor. She says, you don't just mutiny. Even with the pirate crew, she says.
Oh, I know.
We'll never be able to come back to that, she says.
Well, won't be able to come back to do anything illegal, you're right.
We won't be able to come back here anyway, at all, right? She says they'll...
Yeah,
if this doesn't fly...
Big riot, you're correct. I understand that. They find out that I was the one that did it. Yeah, there's going to be a price on my head in their world. But there's already a price on their head in mine. So, are you going to come after the Ablonian Imperial Navy to get one guy as small pirate crews? I doubt it. I really, really doubt it. No matter how pissed they are at me, I am one person.
Crowley, Can I point out one thing? This is a pretty good sized town. It's on the mainland. I'm sure the Illyri know it's here. For some reason, they leave it alone. Whether that's the nowhere to find all the scum at one point,
Huh.
or because somebody high up has ties to this place. I'm not sure we want to piss in this well.
Hmm.
If I remember correctly, she says, and don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure Carmen said something about her brother having strong ties to this place.
Ooh.
And
I
we were
bet you there's
admonished not
nothing
to
that
piss in the
happens
Misson's
here.
cornflakes, she says.
I am sure that there is nothing that happens here that he is not aware of. He seems very skilled and perceptive.
Yeah, well, it's a good strategy to know the place where everybody gathers, and that way you know where to look.
Right. And we probably don't want to stir anything up and get really involved in the internal workings at all, is my thinking. I mean, if we go out and
Yeah.
we just do our normal military type operations, then they can just go, "Oh, look, there's the Navy sticking their nose in again."
Hmm.
As long as we don't do it in their pond per se.
Okay, so then what did you presume we do? Come to this pirate town and just try and look for their faces and arrest them? Because I don't believe that's going to work either. Just saying.
She says, honestly, I was hoping that we could use this as kind of a jumping off point to go out into various islands, maybe get a more recent map than something that's in an atlas, right? And get a sense of what was going on here. And I thought maybe we might be able to pay for some information about where we might look for a pirate, she says, because this was a town that was on the shore and probably was troubled by them. She says, but I miscalculated. I didn't realize that this was the port of scum and villainy, that we had walked into Freebooter's Rock, she says.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That changes the game plan, and I'm sorry, I just haven't had time to adapt to the situation yet, she says.
We could just try and buy information on the people that we're looking for here.
She says, okay, that's possible. She says, but if I know anything about places like this, she says, now granted, this is all pretty much intellectual, she says, but there's two types. One is the one where everybody's stabbing each other in the kidneys, and that's the one where we're paying enough money might actually get the information we're looking for. And the other one is the thieves' code. Nobody turns anybody else in, she
How do we
says.
know which one's which?
Well, I can tell you from my experiences and my travels that this is the latter of the two. This town is
Okay.
a guild together. If I didn't muffle that door, I could almost guarantee you there's someone standing at the stairs to the basement here, sitting there drinking their mug, listening.
Right.
And I know they haven't discovered us yet because the door isn't being kicked down as we speak. So at least the barkeep's greed took that gold, and the no disturbances suffice it to say he's obliging us.
I really do appreciate your experience, Crowley, and I trust it, she says.
The only way I could see in a moment's notice is that bar being scum and villainy at its finest. It's, it's a dark place. It's where people release their darkest desires and speak of things that they don't speak of anywhere else.
Right.
Where people...
I appreciate also that you thought on your feet, she says. I had nothing. she says. So that's excellent.
As soon as I saw the look on your guys' face that you were a duck out of water, I had to plunge into the pool and make it look like we were meant to be there.
And that's brilliant, she says. Now the only question is, are we going to follow through? Right?
Well, if we want to keep it a tight crew, you know what? It could just be me, Arian Madrimlian, which is a little less suspicious. Muscle, brains, and cunning.
She nods. Well, I trust Yasma too. I mean, she has more streetwise smarts than Madrimlian. Let's just be honest here. She's
Set it off.
Or, ma'am, if you just want to minimize the risk, it could be just me and Crowley.
Yeah.
The boss and his big dumb brute.
That's true, because I can
That would go
maintain
over
contact with
very
them,
well
too.
as well.
I was gonna suggest, do we know the name of the ship that the crew's on? Pirate crew's on? Or anything like that? We can try searching for it. Keep an eye out, see if they show up here. And then when they do show up here, we wait for them to leave and follow them, or set up an ambush of some sort.
Well, one thing on the way in, could we see the harbor, Aaron?
Oh yeah.
Were there any ships flying obvious pirate flags in the
No.
harbor?
No ships flying flags in the harbor at all. They're all at low mast.
So if they're operating out of here, they're operating quietly, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
I tend to doubt that they.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, Crowley.
I believe that tomorrow's job is an in and out snatch and grab.
Just a test.
To test me and my skills, because that's what I put forward. That I can sneak in and out unseen and get objects. So it might be a thieving job while Arian is my lookout. Right? So we'll see what they say tomorrow once I go pick up my basically my dead drop contract, and we'll go from there. That's all I can think of for now.
Oh yeah, since you committed, I guess you do have to follow through.
I think that's probably true.
Right?
At least if we don't want to burn our bridges here.
And if I show them that I can accomplish that, then I've already done something that they know is illegal. We know is illegal. But we can also give back whatever I happen to steal after we bring them down.
Well, we don't know if they might not be the group we're looking for.
Fair enough, right? And then I also have an out there too. I'll just say maybe they weren't hard enough for me and I want a harder crew and we just on our way. So we still have an out there as long as I complete the one task that they set forward.
Yeah, Madrimlian's gonna try something. Book of Bounties.
Oh, from the...
Yep. See if there's one in... No? Okay.
Look over the bounty poster that we got for the people we're after. Like, what's the specifics on it? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Which is why Delmain has the higher bounty on her.
So that the no loyalties means that she might not actually get a. This particular person might not have any favors here.
Right. She
That's a big
says,
thing.
and the Illyri and Delmain were at war for a very long time, I'm given to understand.
Yeah. History of Dark East.
And that also brings up the question if this place is semi-legit, at least in the eyes of someone high up in the government. The people here might not want to piss in that pot by associating with her. So it could be a dry hole.
Yeah, so Madrillian's going to call a book on the history of Dark East to him. Well, at least we'll get some information about this place now.
And a dry hole is never a good thing.
True, says Celine.
Yeah, so Madrillian will start reading, see if there's anything, any information he can get out of it.
Okay. Welcome back, Isong.
It sounds like our best bet is to let Crowley at least make his pickup and see what the job offer is.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I think.
He didn't say he'd take it, so if he doesn't like it, he can just walk away at that point.
Yeah, I think that we have no choice about that. And I mean, fair enough. He was thinking on his feet. I didn't have a plan, so good job, she says. No complaints, right? The only question is whether or not we're going to do anything from here, and that was the question. We still might be able to get information about this place, about her here, if their relation, if there's, like Arian says, if they're semi-legit, right? Then that means they at least have to pretend to owe allegiance to the political situation. They wouldn't likely associate with a Delmanian pirate.
Now, it'd be a double-edged sword because if she pays enough, she can buy them off. But the most likely place you might be able to get that kind of loyalty to the government would be at a guardhouse.
Well, I didn't see one, did you? She says. I was looking.
None?
Nope, no guardhouses. There are guards.
Yeah, well, anyone
Wandering
can
the streets, they're
put on a
dressed in
uniform
uniforms.
and wander around and look important. Look at me.
I'd just like to point out that if we need to get people in a group somewhere, I don't exactly need to breathe and can probably fit in a bag of holding.
It's a good point.
Well, I do.
Absolutely excellent point. Although, you know what?
I think you're too heavy for my haversack.
What about our little house?
There.
That he doesn't even have to be uncomfortable.
No.
Yeah.
Neither do any of us.
Yeah, you got.
Actually, yeah.
Okay. Here's the plan, then, she says. I agree. Crowley, make your contact, she says. Arian, you go with him. You're obviously his hired help. She says, we will see what happens from there. Play it by ear, she says. And go with whatever you feel is the best decision given the option at the time. She says, I think I'm going to try something different. She says, this guy, Samson, that's the guy you spoke to. He's the man who knows what's going on.
Yes, he's the one setting me up with the job.
Okay. She says, I think I'm going to try something a little risky. She says,
Okay.
I think I'm going to tell him sort of who I am and ask for information. Hi, I'm Esteban's little sister, and I was wondering if you might have information. What do you think? She says,
Sure.
I'm going with you.
Maybe
You're
you should
already.
say cousin instead of sister, just in case somebody here's in the know of who Esteban actually is.
it's a good point, she says.
I sincerely doubt that there isn't anybody who doesn't know who our older brother is in this.
Yes,
Yeah, but they don't know who we are, and they may not know who he is to the Avalonian Empire.
exactly. It's one thing
Good
for
And you're
point.
them
right.
to know he's the Lord High Reaper. It's another thing to know that he is the son of the prince.
True.
Right.
And I would say Arian goes with you, except he's already shown his hand to Samson as Crowley's backup.
She says, I think I'm going to take Ruavel with me. She says,
He nods. Sure.
he's not Prince Xerxes. And
Oh, thank God, says Xerxes.
I know, right? She
Right.
says. But I would like you nearby. Madrimlian, you're going to have to run the intelligence post. She says. You're going to have to keep in contact with Crowley and Arian, and you're going to have to keep in contact with Ruavel and I. And you're going to have to sound the alarm if there's trouble. Why what I'm doing is risky is that in a place like this might make me subject to a kidnapping attempt for ransom, she says.
Right. Not a problem.
Okay.
How big's this
Crowley?
town?
How big's this town? City. Like 10,000 people. Big.
Oh, easy odds then.
Yeah.
Sadly, says
Oh,
Von
there's
Bin,
a.
I am not adept enough yet to shift forms, but you do have a mental bond of some type with Lathar, right?
Yes. She's my familiar, she says.
Oh,
Isn't she, sweetheart?
she can hang with me and Xerxes while we shop her in case, something comes up. Ease the strain a little on Madrimlian because keeping that many links all at the same time could be problematic.
I don't think so. But I see your point. I'm not going to undermine that because yes, if it takes some strain off and I don't have to concentrate on 3 links or
Right.
more.
Right.
I mean, we've never really tested how many you can safely.
That is true. We've done 2.
Now,
Maybe I should go along
Arden.
with you as well.
What was that,
Sorry,
Dawn?
go ahead.
Maybe I should go along with Celine as her hired hand or whatever, as well as just a little bit more muscle, just in case something goes bad. Because no one should go alone, right?
Well, Ruavel's
That's it.
going with
Even if
her,
people
but
are watching.
Yeah, no, but the thing is,
Ruval's
if she's going as the cousin of the Lord High Reaper, she probably should have 2 bodyguards.
I don't remember where I was going.
And a little gift from Crowley. Crowley's gonna hand Celine a little wooden box. It's a little ornate box, and he'll show her where the button is. You push
Okay.
this button down, count 2, and then toss it in someone's face. It'll
And what does
open
it
up.
do?
It's going to knock them out. got a sleeping powder, a fairy sleeping powder, spring-loaded inside this little box. The timer is a 3-second count. If you click that button and count to 2 and then throw it, in the last second it'll open up in their face. And
Just make sure you're not downwind.
yeah,
Gotcha.
if it's in a place with no wind, like a bar, pretty good place to use something like that. Outside, maybe not as smart. But indoors, where there isn't really a breeze, it's a great place for that kind of tactic.
I do believe Lurik wanted to say something as well.
Okay.
No, I not that I'm aware of. I had already said the one thing I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Well,
That's a good point.
can I make
Okay,
a suggestion? And I'll look at Yasma. This has nothing to do with you being my girlfriend, but I do not think you're the best one to play the second bodyguard.
Why?
Should maybe be Lurik, because I'd really rather not put two members of the royal house in the hands of a kidnapper if it comes down to it.
Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting that.
he's right. And if we're being kind to the rest of everybody, then we shouldn't put all our eggs in one basket like that, she says.
Okay. All
I was
right.
gonna offer myself when he brought that up, but okay.
Actually,
Too.
actually, no, hold on. Lurik can go with Crowley and Arian in secret.
That's true.
Because he doesn't, right, okay.
So that's a good idea. I would love it if you came with me. Actually, that would make a lot of sense, she says.
There is a Lord Verana of Dark East as well.
Who?
Okay.
Verana?
Who is that?
Sasha's ancestors?
Ah.
Okay, who's this Lord Verana? Did you just read this in this book there, Madrimlian?
I did. Dark East has been controlled by the Veranas for about, I believe it's 400 years now. They have an estate to the northeast, but it doesn't give a whole lot of detail on them. It's just that they were granted the title when they took control and unified the area.
Celine double checks the printing date of the book.
It's fairly recent.
Okay. Just making sure that this is up to date. She says how recent.
40 years.
She says, well, either they're in league with the criminal element here, or they haven't been able to stop them, she says.
I feel like that's probably more like they are the criminal overlord boss of the area. And they are given a title so to keep the rest of them in line.
Quite possible.
That sounds likely, given what I understand of O'Leary stuff, which is very, very little, in that wing colors and scale colors tend towards similar dispositions of draconic counterparts.
Do they? Do they really? Or is that more like prejudices that people have put on them? Oh, he's a Blackwing, he must be antisocial and evil. Because I didn't find Oolong to be antisocial or evil at all. He says. And I'm pretty sure that Andy O'Leary doesn't find him to be antisocial and evil either. Right? He says.
I did say tend, not that it was always the case.
Yeah, I think
It's
that's
just
more
like,
likely just
you know,
prejudices.
stereotypes amongst elves also exist for a similar reason.
Yeah, I don't think they are as common as people think they are.
You're right, we can't make that assumption, and unfortunately, this kind of derails my whole plan, she says, because now I have no idea who's actually in fucking charge here.
Samson seems to be the guy who knows what's going on, so I think we should talk to him.
I agree.
He could also just be the guy on the ground with the family, or or he could actually be part of the family and just doesn't say. There's a few weird, like, few.
Any which way, I believe him to be the talent scout. So he is the guy with mostly all the information.
The other thing too, if I remember correctly, someone said that wing color is not a genetic thing.
No, that's not true. It's not genetic among the royal family.
Ah, okay.
Well, I guess we could consider this Lord to be a backup plan, ma'am. If everything else fails, we could go ask him.
Or
But
her.
other than that,
More
I think
likely it's a her.
her. But I think the best plan right now is to get some rest and see what happens with Crowley's contact tomorrow. And if that doesn't pan out, we can either go see the lady or revert to the military plan.
Okay.
Yeah, alright, she says. Let's
Anybody
call
else
this
got
a night
anything
for
else
now.
to
I
add?
need time to think.
Anybody got anything to add to that?
Time to sleep on this would be a good idea. Maybe we should just let Crowley fulfill his deal and then bail ship and regroup. I don't know. I sort of feel like we dived in over our heads a little here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm gonna get some extra reading done, so see if I can get some more information about the area.
Celine says, I'm going to get some sleep. She throws out her bedroll and, near a wall kind of thing.
Yeah.
Unless there's a bunk.
Bedroll up.
There is a bunk bed in here. There's sleeping space for 4 people in here, unless you're really cozy and you want to snuggle up in a bed.
Right. Okay, she either lays out a bedroll or slings a hammock. It's clear she wants to sleep by herself.
Okay.
Harry, I'll drag a chair over and set it at the bottom of the steps and take first watch.
Yeah, wake me when your watch is over, says Rodell.
Yeah, let's rotate a watch schedule. Two
I
for
was
each
gonna
watch.
say, I don't exactly need to sleep tonight, so I can just keep watch.
Okay. I'm gonna grab the key from Crowley.
I think Celine's right. We should have at least 2 people on watch at a time, so.
Mm-hmm.
Keeps you from getting bored and losing your focus.
Well, keep waking somebody up then, she says. I'm sure we can figure it out.
So, wake me up when your watch is over, Arian? Says.
I'll take middle watch, says Celine.
Which one of the 2 was that?
That was Rovel.
Okay.
And you can wake me up after your watch, says Xerxes to Celine.
All right, she says.
Crowley purposely takes no watches.
Yeah.
I'll take last watch.
Says you only need 5. You only need 5 watches.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's why Madrimlin said he'd take last.
Just fit Von Vin in wherever need be.
Von Vin doesn't need to take a watch.
Okay.
Okay, I could use a 5-minute break for bio.
Yeah, and it's 7 o'clock, so you wake up Jamie.
Yep.
Okay, bio break, guys.
Coffee time.
Alrighty.
Good.
Also, I'm fairly certain I'd be able to fit in a bag of holding. I only weigh 42 pounds.
Yeah. He's made of
And that's
mithril,
your weight,
remember.
though, without anything else.
Yeah, but
You gotta consider if
Hey,
you're
Gareth.
carrying things, what's already in the bag of holding. You also gotta consider the bag of holding's opening as well.
With his size, the inside of Arian's coat, we could put the doorway inside of Arian's coat. You go inside. All Arian's got to do is pull his coat out a little, open the door, and you can pop out.
That's
That's entirely true.
the
Cool.
Because all that it'll appear inside his coat is a keyhole. Now, if you go inside with the key, you can open it from the inside. Nobody from the outside can open it without the key. You can virtually lock yourself in there and hide forever if you chose to. But all he's got to do, because the keyhole will always be there, while there's something inside the hutch, you can listen at the keyhole for any goings on that's happening outside the keyhole.
Makes sense.
and if I remember correctly, you can look out the window to see what's going on outside too.
Assuming the key works on a soft surface. I can't remember what Aaron had said. It had to be like a wall or something.
Yeah, I thought it had to be a hard surface, but if you've got a
Put a pocketbook in your pocket.
yeah,
That'll work. Well, that's
A small board.
Yeah, or small board.
yeah, doesn't the sergeant or the ex-sergeant have a clipboard?
Not one that fits under his coat.
And the clipboard's probably hanging on the wall of my office, so. But you know what might work? I'm supposed to look like the hired help. I'm sure we could buy a tower shield in town.
Now you're talking.
Yeah, and you could put the keyhole on the inside of the tower shield.
And then the window would face the outside because it faces opposite the door.
Right. Oh god. Lyric opens the window and just starts shooting out of it.
don't think it works that way.
That would not work. It's a sealed window.
Yeah, I know. That'd be hilarious. All of a sudden, this window opens up in this tower shield and guns start firing.
A little portal opens up and bullets start flying out of the shield. God damn.
And arrows
That's the next
slit right down
we
the
need
front.
for the house.
An arrow slit right down the front of the tower shield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be funny though.
And this is just the player talking, but I think that, they wouldn't put Crowley on anything too high profile yet. They want to see how he works. So a simple snatch job, I think, is what they'll give him.
Yeah.
And in that, I show them my skills that Crowley does have for that kind of task. And that gives me my first in to fucking maybe get more information.
Yeah,
Harder crew.
just as long as
The crew that. Go
the
ahead.
first task isn't into the keep.
Even if it is, then that's even better. Do you not realize that? I can just tell the Alir that, okay, this is what I've been sent to steal. I'll make sure you get it back.
No, not the Illyri's keep. The Varana keep.
What?
The Darkies
Oh,
keep.
the keep that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The town is not exactly going to set me up with a job against its own people in its area. That's shitting where you eat, and that's just not done.
Not necessarily,
Generally, though.
but
Well,
because
my
it
my
could be
only
a setup
concern
too.
my only concern is that he has her crew. So I assume that it's probably going to be an introduction with a captain, whether or not it's one of the right ones or not.
Well, I'll know instantly once I hear the name. Because it's one thing about pirates. They're very, from my understanding, they're quite egotistical if their name is out there so boldly.
Hmm. You want to get on the wanted list. The higher bounty
Right?
on the wanted
You want to
list.
be you want to be feared, you want to be respected, you want to be well known. You're
Yep.
not exactly going to be telling new crew members that you're this person when you're really not. You're going to tell them exactly who you are because you want notoriety and people to fear you. Just a thought, you know, maybe from a past life, says Crowley.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty. Sadly, I am almost out of Fruly. It is truly depressing. Because I don't have another Fruly.
That sucks. Well, I guess I know what I'm taking for a skill from Adremlian on the next level up.
Go.
Climb.
Mm. What is it? I can't remember which one gives you. I think it's foxes. No, but foxes.
Fox
Maybe.
cunning.
Yeah, the one that buffs intelligence. If you can get that particular spell, I can make a circlet of improved intelligence, which gives you equal skill ranks to your level in one skill chosen when you craft it.
Unfortunately, I'll never get that.
Yeah, I can't. For some reason, I can get cat's grace, bull strength, and bear's endurance, but I can't get the other three for the other three stats as a magus. It's weird.
Owl's wisdom, fox cunning, and
Eagle's charisma, something to do with eagle, I
eagle
think.
splendor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I have access to some of those. I'm not access to all of them as of yet. I think they're on my druid spell list.
I am back.
The level 2 spells, all of them.
We are getting major lag with this background. We're going to have to completely shift stuff, babe.
Yeah. I see that. Oh. Go back to this one. Okay, so back to what we were doing.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. You guys are uh, on watch there, Arian, when somebody pushes a envelope under the door.
Okay, I'll go up and take it.
Mm. Yeah, it's a envelope. It's addressed to Celine.
Checker could see through already.
Okay. I look over. Does she look like she's asleep?
Probably not. She looks like she's staring off into space.
And I'll just
Okay, if
wander
I
over.
was awake, then I heard the envelope go under the door, didn't I?
Yeah.
I'm probably looking right at him, actually.
Well, it appears to be a note addressed to you there, ma'am.
Oh, wonderful, she says. She looks, askance at it. Okay, I have, like, herbalism and alchemy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so I put on some gloves. I take the envelope. I very carefully, I look at it to see if there's anything that looks like it might be discoloration, having gotten wet, dust.
It's got some dust on the one edge of it.
Oh, hopefully not the edge I'm touching. What kind of dust?
It's like floor dust.
Floor dust.
Well, that's
Okay.
from being slid under the door.
Yes.
Fine, open it.
Okay, open the letter up.
Mm-hmm.
It's addressed to you. It says Captain Wintermist.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You're probably unaware, it says, but you are in a very bad situation at the moment. And as soon as possible, as casually as possible, get out of the arbor.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any signature?
Yes. Samson.
Oh, he figured us out right from the start.
Quietly start waking people up.
I will slide out both my swords and stand just inside the arc of the door,
Mm-hmm.
crouch down where it'd like clear my head,
Yep.
and basically be ready to stabbity killy anything that comes through the door until we're ready to casually walk out.
Right.
Nicely done, nicely done.
Yeah.
Send the book back.
Okay.
Yeah, as she wakes people, she kind of shakes you awake, but puts her hand on your mouth, her finger on your mouth, right? And then puts a finger to her own, right? And does this to each person in turn.
Yep.
And then she passes around the letter.
Unvin just nods and packs her gear after reading it.
Yep.
Magimilian pulls out a cloak and quaffs a potion.
Okay, what potion?
The potion I am quaffing is my acute senses,
Okay.
so that my senses are heightened.
Okay.
And I think I'm going to need to do a couple more. So I'm going to fabricate disguise self, and pierce facade.
We're going whole hawk, are we?
They don't really know much about me.
That's a good point.
Don't those take a while?
It takes a couple of minutes, like a couple moments.
Okay.
Yeah.
About a round each spell.
She indicates for people to come in for a huddle.
Yep.
Right? She says, very low, not whispered, but low voiced, because that carries less.
Whispers carry further.
She says, "Do we trust him?"
I'm not sure, which is why I'm doing what I'm doing.
He has no reason.
Unvin just nods and says in a low tone as well, at the very least, he's probably lawful.
Probably risked a lot to warn us.
Arden was saying something?
He literally had no reason to warn us.
This could be a trap, though, too.
Yes, she says.
But I think we need to get some more supplies. We did get here midday and decided to take a nap, so...
That's true. What time is it?
Right now, about midnight.
Well, that's hardly a time to casually walk out, is it?
In this
She
town?
actually she listens at the door. Like, does it sound like there's like stuff going on
bar is
upstairs?
hopping. Bar is hopping upstairs.
Nods.
I should put on bar music.
Crowley says to Celine, I can probably get us all out of here all at once if you guys trust me.
Of course we trust you.
What kind of question is that, Crowley?
Well, then
This time I would like to know what your plan is before you just do it, she says.
all of
The
you
house.
all of you climb into the hutch. I then close it, take the key. You guys will be locked inside. You can breathe, don't worry, but until I open it up, you can't get out. That's the only risk, unless, you guys take the key and you go inside my coat. I'll take...
No, that won't work.
No?
Has to be a wall surface or at least a tree surface,
A solid surface?
It has to be big enough for a door to appear in it.
AKA a power shield.
Right.
Oh yeah, you could do it on a tower shield.
We were gonna get one of those, but we hadn't gotten around to it yet because we were. Huh.
Okay, well then, I can
But-
open up a doorway on the wall, then take the key,
Right.
which contains the hutch, and you guys, I can stealthily get myself out of here
And put the key in a different spot. Does that work?
and open it up somewhere else to let you guys out as soon as
I'm
we get outside.
I'm staying with you, Crowley. Nobody goes anywhere alone, remember?
I wouldn't be going alone, but if I
Technically
run
you
into
are.
trouble, I'll jam the key in the wall and turn it. It's as simple as that. If you guys come out inside the bar, shit's going down. Be ready. If you come out outside, we can be quiet and probably sneak away. It's the only way all of us are going to get out of a hoppin' bar from the basement of a hoppin' bar all at once.
He's right, says Celine.
And he is right, says Ravel. And remember, we have our bug suits. It's not like we're stealthy in them.
Didn't we all have the called magic?
Vondon
now,
just
so we can,
nods.
like, flash it
Yeah.
away and put it back on. I'm not walking into the darkies wearing a bug suit, I have it in a bag,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah, you have to
Yeah.
keep the bag nearby. There's like a distance limitation to it.
yeah, no, it's my backpack. I'm wearing it,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
she says, no, he's right. Madrimlian probably wouldn't be noticed, however, she says.
True.
If you wanted
Yeah,
backup,
that
just in
works.
case, probably.
This is good special.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
Yeah, that could work. Now,
Okay.
I also have my hat, which I can make myself look like some just unassuming character coming out of the basement, walk out free and clear. It's not a cat walking out. It's
There's only one room down here. They know that. She says, I think it would be best if you walked out and went to take a piss, she says.
Good idea. That would work.
She says, she holds up her finger. She says, Selma, we're in Darkies. We might be in a spot of trouble. I'm not asking you to intervene. I'm just letting you know where we are in case something goes wrong. We're at the Arbor, she says. Let's go.
And Arian will be once again just inside the door of the hutch, both swords out, ready to stabby killy anything that he comes out the door upon.
Right. Especially Crowley.
Yep. I'm gonna have one of my magic grenades in my hand here.
Okay.
Yeah,
My potion grenades.
Yep.
I got my scimitars in my hand.
And Lieutenant Madrimlin is connecting with Celine and Crowley, just in case we get separated.
You can connect with Crowley.
Actually,
You can't
I-
connect with Celine. She's on another plane of
Okay.
existence.
Right. And then I'll
Actually,
connect
I
with
take it
Crowley.
back.
Somebody was talking there.
I'll be right behind.
Okay, go
I
ahead.
said I'll take it back. I'll be right behind Raja with my swords drawn.
Yeah. Yes, Raja first. Because we
It's
don't
a
want him
1,000
coming
pounds
up
of
behind.
Celadon to the face. Yes, 1,000 pounds of Celadon to the face is a surprise.
Yes.
Actually, you could be taking Raja out for a walk.
Fuck with me taking a measure for a while.
No, because that might give away that little space that holds living beings away because we did not arrive with a large Snilodon.
Right.
True.
Okay, so you guys climb into the hutch. Crowley does it.
Okay.
Right? Crowley locks it up. Madrimlian's out with Crowley because he blends. Right? And then you guys make your way out, like going for a piss.
Yep.
Okay, make me a bluff check. Can't hear the music
Ready to
there?
reroll, Sherry song.
Yeah, I heard.
I'm going to use one of my my special abilities and re-roll that roll I just rolled.
Okay.
Because it sucks.
A 3 just won't do.
Okay.
There we go.
You rolled an
20, 18,
Rolled an 18.
26.
Okay, so I am going to add my inspiration. And I have a 22 plus 5, so 27.
Okay. Just waiting to see if Esog wants to make either a reroll or both. Lord Galacron wants a reroll. Who are you making reroll, Lord Galacron?
God, if he made the.
Okay, Madrimlian.
Madrimlian reroll.
Okay.
You only have to reroll one of the 2 dice.
Which one, Gala?
Which one does does Madrimlian reroll?
Inspiration or bluff?
Oh, sorry, I didn't.
Because it's together. You can still force a reroll.
You can still put a reroll out there, Esong. We aren't done this scene yet.
Sounds like some people want people to fail now, right about now.
They're just eager to use their rerolls. They're like, I want to influence the game.
Okay, reroll your inspiration die there.
Okay. 28 total now.
Okay. Now it's 28, Galacron.
So you made it better.
Yep.
Okay, so anyways, now that we've gone through the re-rolling process and given our viewers a chance to make you re-roll. Oh wait, one more moment while we ask Isong. Okay, I'm calling that at that point.
Okay.
So, you guys casually walk through the room like, where's the outhouse? And nobody seems to notice.
Yep.
And you make it outside. Yep.
Okay. Around the corner of the building.
Around the corner of the building, you see two men in cloaks. Right? They put their finger up to you and motion you over. Finger up to their mouth. Like, be quiet.
Okay.
Yep.
The one takes down his hood. He's wearing a mask over his lower face, but he's not wearing anything on his head or anything. He's got brown hair. Right? He says to you, where are the rest of your people? Are they safe?
They're safe.
He says, Samson wants to see you. He says.
Okay. And I guess then we'll make our way through the alleyways in the darkness, stealthily going to the cave.
Actually, he takes you to another place.
Okay.
Right? A manor house.
Okay.
Alright.
Yep.
He says, he takes you to the door and knocks. A servant of some kind, Blackwing Deliri, male, answers the door, and he says to him, Crowley here to see Samson. Excellent, he says, he's expecting you. He said, would you follow me, please?
Follow him.
Yeah, he takes you into a lounge where you see it's, every inch of it is covered in animal heads.
You saw they made a reroll thing. I guess she had some leg.
All the walls are covered in different animal heads.
Yeah.
Okay.
Use antlers and all of his decorating type thing,
Yeah.
Right? And you see Samson standing over by the fireplace with a drink in his hand. He says, Crowley.
Can I interrupt?
Yes.
Okay, Isong did redeem her reroll. She had some leg.
Oh.
So what are we rerolling, Isong?
She wanted us to try to worm our way out of this.
Oh, okay.
Well, he might have to make
so
some
you've
rolls
got
in
one
this
loaded
scene.
then.
He might have to make some rerolls in this scene, so.
Oh.
He says, I don't know if you know it, but the Green Wings in this town are less than savory. So
Don't say.
He says there is a lot of racial prejudice between the blacks and the greens here.
Okay.
Right?
So they don't generally mix with each other then.
No, not very much. Right? The greens are untrustworthy. He says.
Okay. The greens are
Celine's
untrustworthy.
currently hissing. It's been too long. I think something's gone wrong.
He says, where are your friends? Are they okay?
They're fine.
He says, I would like to speak to your leader. first allow me to introduce myself by my full name. My name is Samson Tessie Sampson. He says, I'm Oolong's grandson.
Ah. All right.
He says, the Illyrian is my mother. He says, one of the two Illyrians.
Okay. Do you have a restroom I can use for a moment?
Absolutely. He says,
Powder room?
pardon?
All right. A powder room, restroom, something?
Yep. Yeah, he takes you to a well, he doesn't take you. He has one of his servants take you to a garderobe.
Madrimlin will hand him a potion bottle.
And who?
Crowley,
Okay.
you're gonna need this.
All right. I'll take
And
the potion bottle from him.
and in Crowley's head, he hears, play along because we don't want him to know we have an extra dimensional space. This way, you're using a spell to call them.
All right. So, I'll open up the door and I'll poke my head in, whisper to Celine, "Hey, Celine, Captain, you need to come here." You know,
Okay.
what Samson said. Speak to her, and we can say that I just summoned you here through a portal. Because we don't want him to know that the whole crew is here.
Okay.
yet.
Okay. She says, are you sure? She looks around at everybody else. You okay with this? She says.
Shrugs.
You're the boss, man. If you think
Well, if you guys want, you can all come out and wait in this little room and listen. And, you know, someone else will have to close it up and grab the key after, but...
All things
Yes.
considered, says Von Bin, it's entirely up to you, ma'am, she says to Celine, but you might as well just bring us all out and make it like we came through a portal or claim it. She says, this gentleman knew who the captain actually was.
Yes, and the message was addressed to me. Come on, guys. Let's come out.
Yeah.
Oh, in
True.
Crowley's head
Okay.
is,
Alright.
tell her who he is.
Did you catch that, Crowley?
No, what did he say?
Tell her who he is.
I did. I said I gave her the whole gist
You didn't
Yeah.
tell,
and rundown of what he said to me.
except for the fact
Yeah,
that his
actually-
grandson of Oolong.
No, that was part of it, just so I didn't have
Yeah,
to
you didn't-
repeat it.
Yeah,
Didn't
he
repeat it,
just
yeah.
doesn't want to waste time by
Oh.
repeating everything that happened.
Right.
He
Sorry.
did say that, but I understand why you didn't catch it because I almost didn't actually. So cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but good thinking, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, hop out, and then we'll all come out of the room
Hmm.
after we've closed up our extra dimensional space.
Yep. And Crowley puts a key back in his pocket.
How do you do?
Yes,
Says
indeed.
Celine, extending her hand to him.
Says, pleased to meet you, Captain Wintermist. Says,
Likewise, would it be Count? She says.
he says Duke, actually, but
Duke, Your Grace, she says.
he says, but I don't care to stand on that much formality, if you don't mind. He
Good.
says-
Then we understand each other, she says with a smile.
he says, I find that standing on formality is something that metallics like to do. He says,
And I find it's something that Elfar like to do, so
right.
I'll just be Celine, and you be Samson. How about that?
Sounds
She
good to
says.
me. He says, He says, it took me a while to put two and two together.
That's good, she says. I was hoping we weren't quite that transparent.
You're not. He says, but I remembered after I spoke to Crowley, after he introduced himself to me, that he was companions with you. And then
That's
I
right.
noticed you in the bar. Right? I couldn't get a message to you there. He says the blacks and the greens in Dark East have an uneasy truce.
Right, she says.
He says, I don't put it past those conniving motherfuckers to try and do something untoward with you, knowing who you are.
Understood, and you think they would find out quickly?
They could. I don't know if they know now. He says, but they could find out. He says, they got spies too.
Fair enough, she says. Well, I appreciate the intervention, she says.
He says, well, I don't think that my grandmother would forgive me if I let something happen to Esteban's sisters.
Bonvin just gives Celine the I told you so look.
She nods ruefully.
Just a fact. And the last thing you ever want to do is see Andy Allura pout.
I believe it, she says. So, does everybody know except us now, or what? She says. We've really been trying to keep that information on the down low.
He says, well, I'm the head of intelligence for the Illyri Empire.
Ah, she says. Of course you will then, she says.
So does everybody know? No, very few people know. He says, and that's probably best we keep it that way.
That's the idea, she says. Well, good. I'm glad that you feel that way, she says. She doesn't feel one bit more comfortable, by the way. Not one bit. I'm the head of intelligence of the Illyri Nation. Oh, fuck. But she's, putting on a brave face anyway.
Well, in that case, Your Grace, says Arian, I should admit this is probably my fault. I'm the one who wanted to go pirate hunting. So if you'd like us out of your bailiwick as quickly as possible, do you have any information on Rena Wave Chase, sir? And then we'll be gone.
Is that what you were getting at, Crowley? I was trying to figure that out. He says, I don't have a lot of information on her. She's not welcome here.
Good to know.
Since we are loyal to the Illyri Empire. Here, even the Greens. He says. They have their own view of what that means, but
trucking with Delmanians or former Delmanians is not one of those things.
And trucking with pirates that attack Illyri shipping lanes, also not something that we do here. He says, I can tell you that I think they're on one of the islands near here.
Fair enough, she says.
Guessed as much through triangulation.
Yeah. You're more than welcome to use Dark East as your port of call while you're looking for them, and we'll be more than happy to give you supplies, whatever you need to help find them.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
The Varanas think they run this place, but they don't.
That much is obvious, says Celine.
He nods.
Do you have an idea of which islands it might be in the area of?
He says, nothing visible from shore, of course. Right, even with telescopes.
Calls the atlas. Pulls out
You're going to need a more modern map than that. That map's 100 years old, he says. He goes over to his desk and pushes aside some papers and stuff. He's got a map carved into the top of his desk.
All right, place our tracing over top and see how well it aligns comparatively.
Oh, yeah, pretty well. He says, these islands here, you could see if we were looking at them. He's pointing to a chain of islands. If we were looking at them from Dark East, you could see them. So you could see anything going on those islands. You'd need dragon senses or a telescope or something, but...
Right.
Okay, question. Just exactly how heightened are my senses right now?
Hard to explain it. You've got about twice the normal vision. Why?
Alright, that's just because it's like, they're not quite dragon senses, but they're close.
No.
Nope. So more like, O'Leary senses?
Yeah.
I'm feeling the hair growing out of your head.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can feel the hairs turning gray. Got it.
He says, so I can't imagine they'd be on any of those islands. He says, but these ones in back here. He points to a chain basically in behind those islands. Aren't visible from the mainland.
Right.
Since, and they're not off the beaten path, so it wouldn't be any place where a dragon would be randomly flying. Since the only thing out that way is more sea. And that sea is huge. I'm not sure how familiar you guys are with it, but it is
Enough to know
about
it's huge,
10,000
she
kilometers
says.
across.
That's a big ocean, she says.
Yes. Since not even dragons like to fly it.
Got it, she says.
He says, so...
Well, thank you. That helps considerably, actually, because it narrows it down quite a lot.
He says, I'm hoping so. He says, if you can find them, he says, I'm glad to give you any support I can.
They've frustrated your local traffic as well?
Yes.
Gotcha, she says.
He says, unfortunately, we don't have a lot of dragons around here because my grandfather likes to hang around here.
Right, she says.
And frankly,
We were kind of wondering where all the dragons
Dragons.
were. She says, we figured there might be the biggest motherfucker in the valley. She said.
right, exactly. And he's a black dragon and he doesn't like competition. So,
Looks at Vaudevin because she was saying something.
Just that she was, checking the islands in that range to see if they fit, which ones fit our criteria for potential harbors for a ship.
Right.
And was this a spell jamming ship, or was it purely a ocean-going
starfaring
ship
ship?
operation?
starfaring ship, you mean?
Yep.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
So that includes islands with a lake in the middle, or a caldera,
Caldera.
or something to worry about reefs. They just need a place to suitably harbor up. They can hop in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so look at the map and see if any of those islands are depicted with any caldera.
Oh yeah, 2 of them.
And how about large lagoons?
Yeah, there's a couple of those too.
Okay, so that's where we're going to start looking.
These two, she said, are our best bets. If I were hiding somewhere, I'd pick a caldera.
Yeah, I don't want to rule out the lagoons though too, because ships, if they're in a lagoon, it's like, okay, well maybe someone just worked their way in.
Both good points. says Celine.
If I'm not mistaken, these are salt waters, correct?
Yeah, it's an ocean.
Okay. A lagoon is fresh water. It would not be connected to the ocean. Unless it was the water coming up from underneath and filtered so that it is clean, drinkable water.
True.
I thought.
Not necessarily. The caldera could have filled through sea caves, and the lagoons are usually just because the reef's grown up. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's not salt water. Do any of those islands have notations for fresh water on them?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a good call.
See, that's what the thing about is you need fresh water, right? The lagoon might be there, but there are rivers that come from some of these islands, right? But for the most part, the calderas, both of them are fresh water.
Okay.
So the calderas are still our number one.
May I suggest, by the way, that the manor house is probably not a good place for bar music?
Oh yeah.
It's pretty quiet. Something a little more highbrow, I think.
Unless he likes bar music.
Well, maybe he does. He might.
He hangs out in
point.
one of the shadier places in the town all the time.
Yeah, I know perfectly well who this character is, obviously, but yeah, you're right. He might.
So do I. That's why I was surprised we got as far as we did, actually.
It's true. Yep.
Yeah, before Sasha went running from Dark East, he'd already left.
What was that, Arden? Or Gmail?
That was me. That was Claire that saying like he was obviously on an off day.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm the head of intelligence of the Alaran Nation. Yep. Shit.
Somebody rolled a 1 on their sense motive.
Yep. So anyway, he says those are probably your best islands there to check.
Thank you. I appreciate your help, she says.
You know,
I'm sorry we went blundering in here. She says, to be honest, I kind of thought this was a typical port town, and I was going to ask around. People are usually pretty amiable towards stopping pirates.
And they would be here too. He says if you did ask around, you'd get good answers. He says you just have to worry about the fact that Green Wings, if they figure out who you are not beyond kidnapping you.
She says, do you have reason to believe that aside from the current racial disputes? She says.
Do I have reason to believe that they would, or?
She says, you said you're the head of intelligence of the Alaran Nation. She says, I know that blacks and greens do not get along.
Not
she
generally,
says.
no.
So is it just a suspicion, or do you have evidence that they would do such a thing?
I have evidence.
Okay. I don't need to know the information, that's all I need to know.
He says it's not available. He says, but, in short, I can say that they've done similar things in the past.
Got it, she says. Good enough. We'll steer clear of them then. In the future, if we were coming here looking for information, where would we go?
He says, come to the cave. Come talk to me. Says,
okay, she says.
I mean, really, he says, once you get over the shock value of the fact that people are doing kinky things in there, he says, it's just another bar. Nobody's gonna make you do anything kinky.
She laughs.
Actually, that wasn't even the concern. It's just in certain circles, if crystal portraits of us in such a location were to circulate, there would be difficulties.
In certain circles, if
Well
somebody took
put,
crystal
Bonvin.
portraits of anybody in the cave, they would end up with no eyes.
Oh, all right then,
This
says
is-
Celine
Good to
mildly.
know.
My grandfather likes to come to the cave. He does not like to be crystal portraited.
Right. She says. Right. Okay.
He says, my mother's been known to come to the cave on occasion, too. He says, and she likes being crystal portraited less than my father does. Or my grandfather does. She is less forgiving about that thing. He says.
You weren't speaking hyperbole, were you? You meant it
No.
literally.
No, I meant that literally.
I see, she says.
Mm.
Good to know.
She's liable
She
to
says.
disembowel
Bonvin
you
just
for
nods.
taking her crystal portrait.
Okay. Right. She's thinking, what the fuck have I got myself into?
He says, you can rest assured that your privacy is well kept in the cave. He says, what goes to the cave stays in the cave.
Fair enough, she says.
Duly noted.
He says, it's also known as the dungeon.
Yeah, we figured that out. Jeez.
Aptly named, says Madrimlian.
Yeah, I thought so. He says, I'm not into that sort of stuff myself, he says, but it's a good place for Blackwings to hang out.
And no judgment, says
Right.
Celine.
He says, right, I make none to either. He says, so, he says, you guys are up in the middle of the night now. Is this your normal time up?
I don't know. What time is it in standard space time at the moment? She says I've completely lost track.
It's about 3 hours off earlier, so it's actually about bedtime now.
Ah. Yeah, it's about the time we would usually call it a night then.
So, would you like to stay here then?
Perhaps
More
that
than
would be
welcome.
best.
You're more than welcome, he says. I know I can earn a favor from Esteban by doing it, he says with a half-cocked smile.
I see. She says,
I'm
thank
kidding,
you.
of
We'd be
course.
honored to accept your hospitality, she says.
He says,
Oh, this is going to be fun for them to try and explain in the morning.
And then we all went.
They didn't notice. We paid up, she says.
"Mhm,
We paid in advance. They just
Yeah.
didn't notice us leave.
Yep.
Thank you. Yes, I think we'd like to stay, she says, looking around to confirm.
He
Yep.
says to Crowley, he says, the job is always open if you're willing. He says, I have one that you could do. He says, perhaps after you're done pirate hunting. He says, I've got a job that I think has your name written all over it.
Alright.
And I might have a job for you too, Madrimlian, he says.
Raises an eyebrow.
He says, might be able to help you.
Nods.
He says, might be able to help you with formulating the plan to start your intelligence agency.
Ah.
I had a feeling that's what you were intimating.
Well, maybe you should take some pointers, Madrimlian.
That's what I was
Not
thinking.
a bad idea, she says.
I'll give you some in the morning, he says. Go get some sleep, people.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Samson.
He says,
Yes, thank you, she says, extending her hand to him again.
yeah, he takes it. He says to Lurik, if you'd like to join me for a drink in the meantime, Lurik.
By all means, I'll hang out and smoke if you don't mind. I don't do much of drinking.
He says, whatever you're poisoned. He says, I'm a nocturnal creature by nature. He says, so, this
Makes
is
sense.
the middle of my day. I shall see you in the morning. He indicates, and a servant comes and asks you to follow him.
Yep. Grab Arden's sketch and notebook and follow the servant.
Celine does not intervene.
Your book is going this way. You might want to
You
follow.
might want to follow.
Damn it, not again!
That's great.
Yeah, you guys are shown to some rooms.
Okay.
As I was saying, to Arden, daytime, nighttime, anytime, it doesn't matter. He's not dying. He's like awake when he's awake, and he's asleep when it's asleep.
Which
Okay,
is
my hackles are thoroughly raised now, so I'm gonna kind of, take a glance about the room. Is there an opening to a balcony? Are there
Yeah.
entrances and exits?
Yep, there's
Okay.
a balcony entrance, right, and an entrance and a private toilet.
Cool.
any secret doors?
Not that you're.
Grimlian's looking for them.
Yeah. Yeah, you look around, you don't see any. Nothing that's obvious, anyways, or.
Yeah, thinks about latched armoires that open up to have a tunnel behind it.
Yeah, you check through that and don't find anything.
Arian, who's read a few too many bad spy novels, is looking at the paintings and poking at their eyes.
Okay, the eyes seem normal on the paintings.
Sable shakes her fist at Windows. Just decided to randomly update on her monitor computer.
Oh. For some reason, I thought we were having an out-of-game experience.
Well, that was earlier when we talked about flying casual.
No, I was referring to Sable and Windows.
Oh, yeah. Good point. Yeah. Yeah, Celine is like I said, her hackles are thoroughly up now. She's almost as bad as Arian poking through shit,
Yeah.
And Grimlian.
Yep.
Have
Ravel.
Arden.
What was that?
I was going to ask Arden to detect magic.
Arden? Did we lose Taz?
No, I was muted.
Oh.
Ah,
I didn't realize it. I was just checking to see if I had detect magic prepared, and no, it's not one of my normal ones.
Let me check my sheet. I might have it as a cantrip.
Or Vonvin.
Detect magic? I don't think it's a cantrip. You got
Yep,
read
it's a
magic.
cantrip.
It's a cantrip.
Von Vin has it prepared. She'll do a go over.
Okay, nothing in your rooms radiate magic. Actually, that ain't true.
No
The
magic.
walls may radiate abjuration magic.
The walls have abjuration on them. They were probably built with magic.
Abjuration magic, eh?
Hmm.
Okay. Well, that's to be expected, I would imagine.
Yeah, abjuration is protection.
I don't suppose there happens to be a suite connecting our rooms, a sitting room or anything like that?
Yep.
Meet in the fucking sitting room.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Look around as bad as Arian for holes in the pictures.
Yep. Look for secret
Artist
passages.
just stares at you, everybody like.
What the fuck's the matter with you?
Arian leads into Arden.
Von looks at Arden staring,
Okay.
and she says,
Okay, everybody
"Paranoia
focus
is healthy."
What were you saying there, Arian?
And Arian will lean in and whisper in his ear that we are in the intelligence headquarters of another nation. Wake the fuck up.
It points out that what do we have? Why do we need to look if we don't have anything to hide right now?
We always
Oh
have
my
something
god,
to hide.
says Celine doing this. Wow. Okay.
Looks over at Aaron and says, I think you need some extra calisthenics in the morning.
What he needs is a crash course in intelligence. Okay.
Arian makes a note to himself to try to learn a spell called Naivety Purge.
Naivety purge. Just makes you shit yourself because.
No, that would just be called purge.
Oh my god, I'm gonna die. As all the bullshit comes out, right?
Particularly useful on Elfar.
Oh wow.
Careful, if you use that on an Elfar, it might kill them.
Oh my god. Yeah, I like what Esau has to say here. Roll an investigation check. Natural 1, the eyes look suspiciously at you throughout the night. You think they may be sentient links to another plane. I'm that paranoid right now, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, if you guys want to actually check for this stuff, you can roll a search check, a perception check.
Okay. You know what? I'm actually going to.
Okay. $31.
And we'll wait to see if
Okay.
anyone wants to reroll on that.
Eastone already said anything over an 18 she wanted to re-roll. She already had one in there. She stated that earlier, so I'll re-roll my...
I just rolled a natural 20.
Oh, she might want to have you re-roll yours then.
Total of 23 for Von Bin.
Waiting to see if Esong wants you to re-roll anything.
Well, she has one loaded for anything over a 18, but she only had one, so...
Yeah, you already re-rolled yours.
No, I haven't yet. I held off.
25 for Crowley.
Arian discovers that he has belly button lint.
Okay.
While everybody's searching, everybody's searching for all these hidden things, I'm just gonna grab my notebook from Madrillian back and just sit down in a corner.
No, you're not.
You're
Madrillian
busy.
Madrillian would have stuffed it in his haversack on the way here.
You're busy though, so you can't. You're busy right now. So while you're busy, he's gonna take advantage of that.
Okay.
Like, literally everybody else who's in the room is searching it except for me. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna take my thing back.
Yeah, all he has to do is open the haversack's flap and say, "My notebook."
Yep.
True.
Okay, Esong
Okay.
says, hate to get rid of the natural 20s, so that means that Madrimlian rerolls.
No problem. And it comes up in that 20.
Oh my god!
Okay, your rooms are not. You are convinced you've looked through everything, and they are not magically bugged.
Okay.
Not magically
I haven't
bugged,
even
no
gotten around to
secret-
my roll yet. I've been too busy laughing, but fuck it.
Yeah.
2 natural 20s, I'm sure we find
Right.
anything.
If there
I'll
was
be
something to be
detecting
found, you'd
magic
have
or
found it.
something. Yeah.
There might be. I forget there might be at least a secret passage for like emergencies, but that's about it.
Yeah, Madrimley would have found that anyway.
No, there's an actual open passage that goes outside from here.
Yeah.
But yeah, the most of the time they have wings, so they could just go out and fly away.
Yeah,
Yeah, very good point.
Yeah.
Well then, so could we with the bug suits.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, the rooms are really big. That's one thing you know about them. Illyri like big rooms. They like big rooms and they cannot lie. Well, actually, they can lie pretty good, but...
Yeah, okay. And nothing in here radiates anything like alteration, magic, or
Nope. Divination or anything.
divination or anything? Yeah.
Nope.
Okay.
Divination is the spying tree.
Yes. There's a quote for you. Divination is the spying tree. Yep.
Also the find thing shit you've lost tree.
I like that too. That's great. Okay, she says. Have we jumped from the frying pan into the fire, do you think?
I don't know. This is Xerxes.
Not sure.
Sure
But-
hope not.
He did say that having us safe would give him some pull. It might give him some pull over Esteban later.
She nods, which could have been offered to put us at ease, but is valid, she says.
Yeah.
I want to know. So I'm gonna check something real quick. Bobbin, you said abjuration magic?
Yep.
Alright, he's gonna go out onto the balcony and ask someone to lock the door behind him.
Okay.
Alright, sure.
Gladly, Crowley says.
Gladly.
Oh my god. Oh.
Then he is going to try and force the door open.
Poor Isong. She's just getting the rolls now in chat. Right? She's like, natural 20. Seriously? You're welcome. Huffs off.
But yeah, and
Okay,
try to
so
force the door open to see if someone were to try and come in through the door, if they can.
well, what's your strength?
My strength is a 15.
Okay, roll strength check.
Alright, just give me one moment here.
While he's doing that, Arian will comment that that he thinks it's more of a we have opened mouth and removed foot at this point, if we're lucky.
If we're lucky, she says.
Which is why I quickly
Fortunately.
about why we were here.
Yes, thank you for jumping right to the chase. I appreciate that, she says.
Well,
Case scenario, the crown owes us a favor that we can use to dig ourselves out of a hole, potentially.
Crown owes us a favor? Crown just did us a favor, she says.
Sideways.
What'd you roll there,
So-
Madrid?
I rolled a grand total of 5.
5. A 3 you rolled. Hey,
Nope.
okay.
Yeah, I rolled a 3.
You almost give yourself a hernia trying to fucking open the door. Everybody ain't budging. Hey, buddy. Old man came in.
That being Scooter, our cat, the old man, by the way.
So he is going to presume that it's safe. Knock on the door.
Should I leave him out there? Sleep? No, okay.
Ruabel goes, who is it?
And Arian will say in Sylvan, no solicitation.
Oh my god.
Reply in Sylvan. No solicitations here. Just let me back in.
Who is it?
God damn it.
Your second in command there,
No,
was
that's
Xerxes?
actually Yasma.
My second in command's not here at the moment.
Well, it's I don't know. Yeah, I guess technically it's either Yasma or Madrillian is second in command. They're both the same rank.
Yeah. Madrimlin's got seniority, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, fine, we let him in.
Yeah. What's that? I don't know.
Yeah, so he comes in. Says, well,
I'm on camera.
Yeah, he's decent.
1 second here.
There he is.
Ah, okay, he was just letting the kitty in.
Still missing your silverback certificate.
Yes, her showback certificate.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I said I would make her one. I forgot, and I don't remember if I was supposed to put a character name on it, or if I was supposed to put her name on it, or what I was supposed to do with it. But I do remember that,
Yeah.
and I think it was a name generator option that she renewed in order to get that.
I believe it was.
So, but you know what? Actually, they'll still be in my record, won't it? So just a second here. I'll look that up while we're. But in the meantime,
Says,
okay. She says, "Now here's the thing."
Yeah, he lets
Right.
you in, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Source
If
and
Arian,
secure.
we're discussing whether or not we've actually gotten our asses out of the frying pan or not. She says to Madrimlian.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Oh, come on. Of course they're gonna keep an eye on you guys. You're all royalty, born royalty.
Yeah.
There's no way they're not gonna know wherever we go. There's no hiding it. Considering
Yeah,
how fast.
because the hell that could pay if we disappeared would be very bad.
Hmm.
Some of us
Much
could
I hate to say
disappear, they
it,
wouldn't care, but
I don't imagine that Esteban is the kind of guy you want to get on your bad side, says Ruvel.
yeah.
4 of you are extremely high profile.
Yeah.
There's bound to be someone almost everywhere that knows at least what one of you look like.
Actually,
Unfortunately.
technically, five of you.
Okay, so in the future, I think we're going to have to give up the idea that we can just anonymously go traipsing off pirate hunting.
Unless we get more hats like the one I've got. In which case, we could do whatever the fuck we like.
Well, says Von Vin, there is this though, guys. Just consider it a safety net that we don't have to worry about.
Sorry, what's the safety net we don't have to worry about?
The extra watchers, she says. Fact of the matter is we're all important enough, we're never going to escape them. So we might as well just accept the extra layer of security.
And use it to our benefit.
In this case, it's not exactly an extra layer of security. She says, let me explain what just happened here politically. She says, the Illyri nation, the nation of Alara, just pulled the asses of the heir apparent of the heir and a bunch of other important pointy hat people out of a potential fire, she says. That's political leverage that can not only be used against Esteban, it can be used against the Empire, she says. Because we went blundering right into this, she says. And do I think that these guys are canny enough to use that? You bet, she says. You bet they are.
Crowley says, if you'd really like, Captain, I can have all of this information washed away if that is your wish.
I know, but that uses up your favor, she says. And I don't think that that's...
Yes, but there will be no ties that we were ever here or what we were doing. And anybody who does is then speaking against the Illyr's word.
Yeah, unfortunately, Crowley, I think this may be one of those times you can't cram the genie back in the bottle.
Yeah.
Enough friends, you can.
Anyway, I say we sleep and go kick some pirates ass tomorrow so that we take out some frustration.
You're right,
Yeah.
and that's what we're here for, and now we have the information we needed. There's only a couple of possible places they can be, and, you know, that really narrows it down, so that definitely helps, she says. And now we know where to come in the future, should we need to. I believe him when he says that nobody's going to say anything about anyone in the cave.
Considering the type of high-profile people that go there, definitely.
I really don't think he was speaking in hyperbole, she says.
No, I don't think he was either.
Not that I
Barbaros
know
is here.
masses
We have a
about
hail
this,
hydrate and a posture check.
I have no hydrate.
Hail hydrate.
Hail hydrate.
Not that I
have
know
coffee.
masses,
Luncha.
but Given weaponry and stuff, I would say that on average, when Illyri decide to be violent, they are very, very violent.
Must be that
Good point, she says.
apparent dragon heritage that they seem to have. And they don't
Okay.
do things small either.
Yeah.
They're kind of like dwarves in that way, actually. That way, they don't like small spaces.
I've noticed, she says, looking around. Yep.
But he's a dragon, says Von Vin. So you make steps to accommodate him, right?
Yeah, she says. But yeah, Arian's right. She says, as far as I can tell, we're not being spied on. As far as you can tell, we're not being spied on. Let's get some sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I just might have to have a drink before I sleep, though. She said, my nerves are all over the place.
All right. What do you want? Says Ravel.
Let's bust out some of that banana brandy, says Von Vin.
Sounds good.
Actually, why don't we bust out and he'll pull his pony keg of wine from oh shoot, when we were in Peridot, from the bartender and his wife.
Mead.
The mead, yeah. Because he bought a keg of it, remember?
Yep.
That's an awful lot of mead to open up tonight.
There are
You don't
like
want it to get
80
too much air.
I didn't hear what Aaron said, sorry.
There are like 8 of you.
Yeah, and it's only a pony keg.
Yeah. I think the banana brandy's for celebration. I think that I need a stiff drink to go to sleep with. Mead ought to be just fine, she says.
Yep. Tap the keg and start pouring.
Yep. There are glasses in this room, and
She investigates them for residue.
Oh god, the paranoia level has just gone through the roof.
Yeah, what's happened here is that Celine has finally woken up to the reality of their situation
yeah.
and is having a crisis about it, actually.
Oh yeah, the fact that she's a very important person in a foreign empire.
Oh, here we go again.
Exactly.
Slancha. And posture
Hail,
check.
hydrate!
You're
Hail,
here,
hydrate.
Barbarossa.
Huzzah!
Oh, yeah, thanks. This is actually a moon crown, which is intended for Wiccan ritual wear. It's a traditional thing that a high priestess wears when she's drawing down the moon, if she has availability to such a thing. But I'm playing a moon priestess, so yeah, Celine sleeps fitfully.
Yep.
Madrimlian puts his. He doesn't sleep in the room, he sleeps across the doorway.
Okay. Well, you get some rest. As little of it as you get.
Arian sleeps like a baby. He's a trading partner.
Yep. Ravel sleeps like a baby. He's oblivious.
And then doesn't sleep like a baby, but she certainly sleeps. Just not like soon, She's used to sleeping out in the woods and stuff, and sometimes fairies get mischievous and whatnot, so you gotta be a bit open.
Yeah.
So, in other words, Von Vin sleeps like a log, and Arian and Ruaville wake up every 2 hours.
Yep. Screaming and shit in their pants.
Bottle.
What was that, Rowan?
And demanding a bottle, she said.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just like angry little old drunk men. Or babies.
Same thing.
Well, it's either a bottle or a nipple. Modremlian sleeps fitfully, though, too.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to just gently point out at this point that it is 8:30.
Yeah.
Is there stuff to be done in the morning that doesn't involve tearing off after the pirates? Because we may wish to leave that for another day.
Yeah. I'm thinking I might want to put it up here, because there isn't much to do in the morning before you tear off after the pirates, and then there's going to be a big fight. So,
So the big fight's gonna take a while.
alright, I'd
probably
like
take
to
the whole
start the
session.
session with a big fight.
Oh, is there going to be a big fight before we leave town?
No.
Aw.
Aw.
No, but he is implying it's going to be really easy and quick for us to find them.
That is true.
We probably already figured out we've already narrowed it down basically to 2 islands. So.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of these 2 islands more than likely, so yeah, we're going to find them pretty quick.
Yep.
Alright, well, I guess then this is where we all talk about how we felt about the game. I was a little cross at the beginning of it. I was like, for fuck's sakes, you know? Okay, Celine was a little cross that, you know, Crowley had this whole plan and he didn't think about how the rest of us were going to get involved in it. But on the other hand, she was also pleased with him because any action is better than no action, right? Any plan, even if it's a stupid plan, is better than no plan, right?
Yeah.
Especially when you're training officers.
A sergeant in motion outranks a lieutenant who doesn't know what the fuck's going on.
Exactly, right? So she appreciates that, but she still didn't know how to deal with the situation. It was like, you know, feeling a little overwhelmed with it, and as a result, I felt a little overwhelmed with it. But ultimately, I think it turned out to be a lot of fun, right? Crowley, you know, Blake's good at thinking on his feet, and that's fun, right? And I like Crowley, you know, his kind of shit disturber nature makes the game interesting.
Yeah.
It's cool. Right. Plus, now I've got all this paranoia stuff going on, which is lots of fun trying to think ahead of what the intelligence people are thinking ahead of. You know? And now we've got political complications that are entering into what seemed otherwise a very simple thing. And the characters were hilarious, especially since we all went fucking total paranoia and started tearing apart.
All of them but Arden, because Arden's like, at this point, I don't see the point of this right now. We're not trying to hide anything quite right now.
I love the fact that he's so oblivious to the
Yeah.
political realities of the situation that he's just like, well, fuck it, I'm going back to my crafting.
Yeah.
He's so focused, it's hilarious.
Well, it's also the fact that everybody else was doing it, so he didn't see the need for him to join in.
Yeah, no, I liked that. I thought that was really good. I enjoyed the way everyone was playing their characters like their parents. I had a great time tonight. It was fun.
And then you have me just off in the lounge having a smoke, playing whatever parlor game with Samson at the time.
Yep.
Yeah, so how about everybody else? Who wants to go next?
Yeah.
I found tonight kind of challenging because I have a lot of metagame knowledge, a lot.
Yeah. You knew who Samson
And
was.
so sort of had to work on moderating my character characters' reactions to, and keeping my entire huge player database about this world entirely out of that.
Yeah, and I would recommend you do so because I'm not guaranteeing anything is canon.
Yep.
Right? So.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, that was just it too. It's like the only thing I knew about Dark East was, and I mean, even I didn't even spill everything that I used to know about Dark East because it could be different.
Yeah.
Yeah, for those who are listening, a lot of us, you'll recall, are old hat gamers who have played together for a long time. And this is a campaign world that is very old, right? Basically, I started this world in particular, Draconia, right? Back when I was still in high school and dating my high school boyfriend, right? Which is how I met Rowan years ago, right? So she's been here from the get-go, right? And she knows the whole origin of this world.
She's actually been here longer than I have.
Yep, that's a fact, right?
That's a fact.
So,
She's been playing in this world longer than I have, and
so have I.
I probably know more about it than
Brianna too. She's been here from the beginning too.
Yeah.
Right? So they know a lot of stuff that their characters don't know.
Right.
And I found that I don't find that as hard as you guys do, I think. Right? And I think it's because I'm used to being a writer. And a writer has to know what each character knows and does not know. Right? So I'm used to thinking about it like that. But even so, I couldn't help but make commentary about, if only Celine knew.
I mean, that was just it.
I was doing some side commentary to Gareth because both Gareth and Taz was game in this world while they were going to sleep.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. When they were like toddlers.
I recognize some of the things, and I'm like, Samson was new though, and so is this area. But like Mulong and Kazarak and all those guys, I recognize them. So most of the times when we were doing it, was more with the adventures with the Dark Elf and Dark Elf character.
The usual suspects?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yep.
The usual suspects.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Well, I enjoyed the game, and when I realized that we were basically in Tortuga, or the equivalent thereof,
Yep.
our best bet was to try the badass approach.
Yeah.
You know, try and get a job somehow. You know, a quick job gets you a name. A name gets you deeper into other people that may have the information you want.
Yeah.
And walking into the bar and then walking out would have looked way more suspicious than people walking in, one person staying, and the rest walking out, and that person looking for work or information.
Yeah.
It was just a fun.
Oh, I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. My only struggle as a player, right, is that I wish that Crowley would think more about what everybody else is doing while he's off saving the day. That's all, right? Because his plans
Chaotic
include him
versus lawful good, or neutral.
No, I've played chaotic good characters.
Yeah, but to me, chaotic is doing what you feel is right at the time.
Yes.
It may not mean it's right, but what your thought is right then and there, however chaotic it may be, as long as it's on the good side of things, it would go along with my train of thought for him anyway.
I'm not saying any of that is wrong, and it's not even wrong for character at all to be thinking about what he's doing, right? But I'm hoping that you'll develop the character so that he's more able to work as a team. Because really, if you're off doing this, what are we doing? Right? Where would we be where we would not be suspicious?
Yeah.
Right? You know, if you come up with a plan that involved all of us,
fair enough.
I'd have run with it. You know, no problem. Whatever it was. You know, you wanted me to pose as a horror, I'd have opened up the chest, you know?
Yeah.
Celine would have gone with it because you had a plan, you know? So
Yeah.
we'll do it. But otherwise, right? Yeah, no, you thought on your feet. The character does think like that, right? He's used to relying on himself and Yasma, right? It's perfectly logical in his background.
Yep.
And you're right. We're in fucking Tortuga. Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah.
I
Just
was,
casually doopy doopy doo. We walked right into Tortuga.
like, if I actually remembered that the target actually used to be thought about realized that the target was also a pirate against Deliri, we could have just, if we did remember that, it's like, oh, could have just asked around and looked for information that way, because none of these people would have been friendly with a foreign pirate like that.
That's not
But we didn't
necessarily
know that.
true.
That's right. We didn't know that for sure, right? We didn't. We thought
Yeah.
that might be the case, but also, Crowley's right. By the way, right? Metagame information for those who aren't aware. Yeah, they have honor among thieves around here.
Yeah.
Right? That's how they operate. The only problem is she represents, enemy nation and probably has preyed on Dark Eastern ships.
Yep.
Right? Which we had no way of knowing. We just knew it was Illyri ships. Right? So it could have gone either way with the information we had. So Crowley was playing it right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Arian is pretty quick on his feet too, which is why he kind of immediately took the thug thing. But at the same time, he's a much more military, tactical, strategic type guy.
Yeah.
So, he also probably is at the point where he's like, why do we make shit so fucking difficult? All we had to do was fly out and look at the islands, and we could have been smacking pirates already.
Yeah.
Not entirely wrong.
I mean, from Adrenaline, he thinks on his feet too, but he thinks on his feet in a different way. Which is why when Crowley went in, and Celine went to the arbor, he stayed more as a blended in lookout.
Yeah, we know what he did, right?
Because he's thinking, well, I've got to watch both sides now. I don't have contact with Crowley, but I do have contact with Celine.
Right.
So I'm just going to keep track of what's going on so I can jump in where I need to and raise an alarm if I have to.
Yeah, that makes sense. So he's trying to think of coordinating intelligence, which is kind of his thing.
Yep.
I like how he's evolving towards, that thought, right? Rowan will know what I'm talking about. Okay, when I wrote Madrimlian into the books, the future Madrimlian, right? That we're gonna meet in, widespread circulation in September this year, by the way. Okay, when I wrote him, I was thinking of, what is it, Iridan, right? Vorkosigan Saga.
Yeah, Iridan.
Right, Rowan knows what I'm talking about. Right, so that's he really is like 3 steps ahead of everybody by that point. But I like the fact that he's young and unsure of himself right now, and he wasn't always like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that you're evolving the character's intelligence that way. That he starts to think like that. And I'm sorry, I think I may have shut Blake off before he was done. Did I? Did I run Blake over? I didn't mean to.
No.
I was just interacting.
No, he said.
Nope. Okay, cool. All right. Awesome.
Okay, well.
Anyone else?
Anyone else?
And the other thing that I want to point out about Arian is that he is the follower of the one lawful god in the entire friggin' pantheon.
Yeah.
Oh, Morgan,
The-
really?
the- yeah, the war god who they let loose when they need that discipline to destroy their enemies.
Yep.
Yes.
That's actually amusing that Morgan's actually the only lawful one.
Yep.
As for
Alright.
Von Van,
Technology
well, you
around
can never
here.
go wrong with shopping.
It's true.
Oh no, I think it was a great session. Thank you guys, but we've got to get going.
Yeah, I guess so. You got to work in the morning, bud.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we still
Good
got
night,
to drive
guys.
home. So.
Okay. Good night, guys. This is the end of the
Hail
game.
Hail hydrate.